Okay, well, let me tell you what I got in this report here for you. I'm sorry it took a little longer than I thought. Uh, but, that's the world nowadays, isn't it? Or maybe it's just an old guy who can't do anything quickly anymore. But you got a lot of stuff here. And there's two introduction videos, one that we're doing now, another one that really takes on the second half of the report, which is really mostly crowdfunding and peer-to-peer and all the other stuff that I think is very important in our life because it's a lot easier to use, a lot easier way to get money, doesn't require any investment, doesn't require any knowledge or credentials or anything. So it's something that's going to grow. It's growing exponentially every year now for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's just going to keep going. Okay, what we have here now in the front part is the government stuff. So that's federal, state, local. I start with local. So here's grants up to $25,000 to fix up your commercial property. Now your home, probably not a commercial property, but you're interested in real estate investing too. So that's why I thought you should know about these. These are up to $25,000 grant, for that. Now here's money to fix up 2 or more housing units. So that's neat. If you're an investor and you have 2 or more housing units, here's money to fix it up. See, that's why it's hard to find, and this is in your local area, and it looks like your town and the country and the county, are the same thing. I'll say here's like low interest loans. If you want to build and a house in a place or fix up a house in an area of town that is sort of going downhill. So that's why that money's there. And here's $50,000 to $5 million for real estate investment. And 20 grants and loans for home modification. So in other words, this is for people who need their homes modified because of some disability or something like that. And that's it. Look, the 20 programs. They're all listed in that link there. So make sure you have it. And it's funny, see, that's under the Health and Human Services, So it's not under, housing or something like that. So, okay, money to rehabilitate owner-occupied homes. That's another one. Money to help to identify lead paint. That's another thing. Every state has. Every city has. You get like houses built before 1976 or something like that. They have lead paint in them. And that screws up people's brains, especially kids. So there's programs, grant money, and other kind of help to get rid of that in the house. So it's a way to get your house fixed up, particularly, and get rid of the deadly poison that's in. Nonprofits that provides training for home buyers. There's that. Low interest loans for home modifications. There's more of that stuff. Water, loans for water and waterway systems. Grants for seniors and disabled. All kind of rental assistance to low and moderate individuals. Homeless prevention programs. Everybody has one of those. First time home buyer program education. So that's a lot of free education. And that's what you want to do, I think, first. If it's a home for yourself, first, you want to go into one of these free home buyer education classes. Get that done underneath your belt and whatever. Okay, free phone sales. These are income determined. So see if you apply to those, and also internet access. That's discount. Again, that's income oriented. So check with the income. There's a place. This is a group of nonprofit housing associations, and you can see a whole bunch all over the state there. So what they do, they get money to fix up houses, and what they do when they do it, they sell them at great deals. So that's another place, not only to look for money, but also a place to look for houses that are in good shape because they just fix them up and get available and they're low. Now here's more sources for fixing up. Energy and utility assistance program, free legal help, and that's for seniors. And here's the most interesting thing to me is what you can use for the rest of your life. Is the research help that's available for anything you want to do. Look at these videos. This thing is loaded with videos. The whole report is to help you learn more about anything. These are people that help you with anything. You go down there's HUD counseling offices. Now, those HUD counseling offices are terrific. That's the place to start. You look at that list, find one locally, and start finding out what you need to know about buying a house. What are the best programs? I'll tell you about the programs probably even better than I do. Not as many. But at least the more normal one, that you're not missing something, and they know the procedure and whatever. That's what they're there for. They get grants from the government to tell you all this for free. So don't go go Google, and get some hucksters who are going to sell you money, sell you something because that's how they make their money. These people don't make money from you. So that's why, to me, it's a more trusting way to get the information first. Then you can go out and deal with the sharks, because then you're armed. You have the information. Then you can evaluate all these programs available, because there's a whole bunch of money programs at the state. And also here, Business Development Center. Man, this is incredible, because any kind of business you want to run out of your home, you're going to put on Airbnb, or you're going to be a freelancer working on how do you write up. They give you free management help, free all kind of help, financial, tax, everything. And you don't have to go on Google and find somebody's going to charge you $200 an hour or something. They do it all for free. Again, they get grants. So you want to use a free one first. Your county cooperative extension services like that. Here's the most important thing too, 211. I don't know if you know about this, but this is a phone where you could go, and they have a database of all over Massachusetts who gives stuff for free. So they're all nonprofits and government offices handing out free money, handing out free services or whatever, anything. You got to pay your utility bills, you got to have your sidewalk shoveled, you need to go to rehab, anything. You're having trouble with your mortgage. See, there's organizations that get grants to solve all these kind of problems we have in our community. But because they get grants, they don't have advertising money to let you know. And that's what Google is. It's an advertising, heaven, because that's why Google makes so much money. Everybody's spending so much money on Google to make sure you see them. Now, who's spending money on Google to make sure you see them? The people who want your money. So the people who don't have money to give you, or don't have money to give Google to figure out all this kind of stuff, they're not going to ask money for you. That's why they're not going to show up in Google. You got to find them. And that's why this is, also, you can't call Google, but you can call these people. Just call 211. So you go online or call or whatever. See, the problem with Google, you don't know what the hell they ask for. This is why we're the question mark suit. The answer's all in there, right? But what the hell are you going to put in? That's the key. So here you could ask somebody and they'd tell you. So like if you use Google now and go to mortgages, you get 127 million websites for mortgages. Okay, you go in the 211, you get 11. And all these 11 people are somebody giving you away free stuff, and want to help you. There's 10 for mortgage foreclosures, 3 for utility payments. All that stuff is there. Your library, man, is a wonderful place, because people don't know is that library's is going to get stuff. Not only tell you where to go in Google or in the website, but stuff that's not in the web. Like they have a database, it's called the Foundation Center Directory. And there's 170,000 foundations that give out grant money. Now, only 5% of those have websites. So you have like 130,000 grants that you don't know about, never know about, no matter how much time you spend on the internet. That's why they're important. And what's neat, man, you can call them, you can text them. They have Ask a Librarian. So that's wonderful to me. And there's a special thing for veterans. And here's the other thing you really have to know is that you're elected official. Man, that's... People, if you're having trouble with anything, you call your elected official, because, you have trouble getting a house, you have trouble, anything, going to school, paying for a bill, ask them, hey, I'm in trouble. Don't say, where's a grant, but just explain the problem, because they know services that will help. And see, that's what they want to do, because they want to be able to send you to some place that solve your problem for free, because then you'll vote for them forever. This is why these people stay in business forever. They're not only helping fat cats who give them money, they're helping individuals who give them votes. And that's what they need more than anything else is votes. So that's you have power in this system if you learn to use it. And all their staff, I mean, not all of it, but the whole bunch of their staff is just to handle those questions and solve them. So you got to know about this, kid, because every fat cat in this country uses the hell out of these things. How do you think Donald Trump made us all his money? He started with a government property in Cincinnati and still uses, the government every place he goes. That's why he's getting caught for giving him too much money. Or that's why he had a foundation to give him money through the foundation. So, and it's the system, good or bad. I don't know if any of us will live long enough to change it, but how do you use it? That's the key thing, because you want to get through this stuff too. State programs. Look at all the state programs. Low interest loans. You know, if I spell loans right. And oh my goodness, thank God I didn't send it to you yet. Low interest loans to buy 1 to 4 family units. Now, isn't that great? Now, you have a 1 to 4 family unit. That means you live in one and you rent out the other 3. So now you have the whole government solving your problem, and you become not only a homeowner but a real estate investor. Okay, there's a whole bunch of programs like that. Go through all the mortgaging, 100% finance, so the purchase price, refinancing, all this stuff. Massachusetts is loaded with stuff like that. Go through step by step in here, and then go look at all these programs. Oh, they were still out housing for people with HIV, housing low-income people. Okay, and make sure you see all the federal programs too. Oh, here, the banks. There are banks around that if you put $1 in to a savings account, the government puts in an extra $2 or $3 or $4 or $5, depending on the program. They're all the banks, and they're income dependent. It's for people who don't have a lot of money to save for a house. This is great. So the government's helping you save for that house. There's a lot of programs up there you probably don't even need down payment, so don't worry about it. But that's another program. Okay, federal programs. Okay, check out your mortgage, 50% discount on homes. Find out about that. Offices sales. And in rural areas, that's separate programs, okay? So, there's a lot of stuff there. Okay, first thing is you go to a housing counseling agent. Look up in the section 3 on consulting and research services. Look for the housing counselor. Go through that list. Look for when you're in a call. If they sound nasty, call another one. There's a lot in your area. You don't want to deal with an unpleasant people, so you want to deal with pleasant people. So call somebody else. Make an appointment. Go in and see them, and man, learn for free. Because otherwise, you go on the internet and you're calling people a thing. People are spending millions of dollars trying to figure out how you're going to get you to call them so they could get your money. So they're going to do backflips, everything to make you call them. And when you call, they're going to press all those right buttons to make sure they get your money. And you got to get armed before you get. This is an arms race. And you can't come to a gunfight with a knife. You got to go and get the proper armament, or whatever that word is. You know what I mean. Okay, go through that, and then we'll watch the other video to go to the second half. And don't forget to do that part, because there's so much you can use for everything in your life there.